see. All right. Are we live? Yep, there we are. Hi, guys. Okay, so if you've hung in there for this Labor Day edition of Baby Talk, if that's what we're calling it again, thanks. I know we're starting late today. It's about a quarter after the time I normally start. And, the reason was because I was nursing. The schedule for nursing has been, challenging to predict, to say the least. I apologize if it's a little noisy with the background here. Oh, there we go. Haha. I just had to will it to be quiet, and I did. Hi. Happy Labor Day to you if you are in the United States and celebrate Labor Day, which I believe almost everyone does if you have the day off of work. So I hope you had a nice holiday, and if you're watching live, thanks for joining. And if you're watching the replay, I'm glad that you enjoyed your Labor Day and decided to check out the video sometime during the week. Wanted to do a quick shout out because while Oh, thanks, Bert, for turning the AC off. That's what was creating all that noise. I'll have to be quick so that it is so hot here today. So, Bert has the house closed up, but anyway, I'll be quick-ish so that we can turn the AC back on, Bert. I was about to say I wanted to do a quick shout out, and part of the reason that I was late is because I was actually reading a comment, I think that was left 2 weeks ago, so I apologize for not seeing it sooner and reading it sooner. But I got a comment from one of the viewers on through Facebook Messenger, and I can't remember if it was meant to be anonymous or not. So I will not say the name, but it is just someone that had reached out as a old friend of Bert's actually, and shared their experience going through IVF and also going through having their kids, and a little bit of advice regarding postpartum depression. So I wanted to say thank you very much for those tips, and just in general, I am very thankful for the advice that I've received from everybody. I know some people do not appreciate unsolicited parenting advice or birthing advice or pregnancy advice or anything like that. I, on the other hand, I actually kind of really appreciate the advice. I guess that's not always the case. There's some times where, I don't know, hearing negative birthing stories was something I tried to avoid. But advice, like things to do or things that really are helpful, always, I want to hear them, and let me choose if I want to follow it or not. You don't push your beliefs on me, but give me the option to get the knowledge that you have. Put it in my brain. So hello to our viewers out there. Please keep those comments going, whether you're watching the live or the replay. I do appreciate it. Okay, and then if you are watching from this week and you missed last week because you didn't catch it on Facebook, it's because I was only streaming to YouTube the past couple of weeks. The link to that should be in my Facebook description, so if you ever can't find the YouTube link and you need to get over there, it should be on the page's description. You can also go to the description for any of my videos on my page on Facebook and be able to find that link there too in the description of the video. So hopefully that's helpful information for the future too. Speaking of tips. Okay. Now, the way I opened up today was thoughtful because it was the inspiration for today's episode, which is paying it forward parenting, which is a term that I just coined right now, which I'm sure someone else has coined before me, but anyway, I'm taking credit for it today. Pay it forward parenting. This is my idea of what I consider people who have given you advice, as you enter parenthood, or if you are parents and they're giving you tips on how to deal with something, or just, a great product that they've used or a trick that they have to get their kids to go to sleep, whatever it may be, something that is helpful And then you as a parent then pass that information on or some other sort of information along to other parents to help them. So it's like this kind of continuous thing where parents helping parents. And I am loving this part about being a parent. It is kind of really, really sweet because parenting is really hard and you definitely don't know everything going into it or ever. And so getting that kind of information along the way or ahead of time or whatever, whenever you get that information, even if it's after a mistake has already been made, it's very nice to know how to, I guess, avoid it in the future or how to handle it differently in the future. That information is so helpful, and there's only so much internet research that you can do and only so many books that you can read to get that kind of information. You know, sometimes just having that conversation with other people is the best way to kind of get where you need to go as far as, you know, getting help. So Bert and I had the opportunity today to actually pass forward what we know, and can you believe it? Like we've only had our baby for a month. I have forgotten a couple of times that Bert and I are actually not new to parenting, and he reminds me we've been parents to a teenager, you know, for 9 months, and while we're not currently parenting her anymore, we have that experience, you know, that we can, you know, pull from our toolbox and say, hey, wait, you know, we got this. We've had that experience, and we can certainly help other people that might be in the same boat. So we have a couple of friends that are foster parents and also expecting a new baby on the way. And so it was a perfect day to help them with our experience. And it felt so good to answer their questions. And they had tons just like we did. And since it's all fresh in our minds as being new parents and having our birth experience, and also keeping in mind that I did not want to scare them with our birth experience or any of the negative stuff. I tried to keep things very positive and helpful. I walked away from that going, wow, when can I do this again? When can I give someone else not more advice or answer their questions, but we also left some hand-me-downs with them, and I gave them a gift, and it felt so good to finally know what to give someone for a baby gift. Like before this, for the other 39 years of my life, I had no idea what a good baby shower gift was to give someone. You know, I could go off the registry, but let me tell you something. Going off the registry isn't always the best thing either, because brand new parents don't know exactly what to put on their registry. So when I was looking at the people that we met up with this morning, when I was looking at their registry, I'm going, oh man, there's a few things on here that I wouldn't recommend those things, or I would recommend this instead. So I don't know. That's, hindsight. I can look back at other registries that I went off of and gave gifts from, and I'm like, those were horrible. That was a horrible gift of me to give. Not that it was received that way, but I'm like, I could have done so much better. So anyway, that's just another way that like being a parent is really helpful to new parents or upcoming parents. So yeah, if you have an example of something like this or anything else to add to that, please, put it in the comments. There's a lot to be said in this, I guess, kind of topic as far as like gifts and, physical objects that you found helpful that you can, whether it's for registries or just like, so many times the topic of baby fingernails has come up a lot lately, because I keep happening to get sliced right in the tip of the nipple with my baby's fingernails that are razor sharp. And I just want to know, how can I make my baby's fingernails please not be so sharp? This is a topic, people have said to use a little grinder, and other people have sworn by clippers, and here's how to do the clippers, and don't feel bad when you clip your baby. Like, there's so much, about that. So topics like that, helpful information, and also products that go along with that. But also stories, right? Stories of to make people feel less alone. I mean, that was a topic that was something that I kind of hammered home almost like on a weekly basis when we were going through IVF. The whole point of us talking about it was so people didn't feel alone. And I think that that's a huge thing when we talk about postpartum depression. And the feeling, and not even postpartum depression, but just these feelings that I've been experiencing lately that I talk about here, which is that it is these nights of crying, or even days of crying, is normal. And I know that now only because I've said it here, and some people have said back to me like, hey, just want to let you know, I did that too, or you're not alone, or that is so normal, or if you weren't crying, I would think something's wrong with you. I've actually loved hearing that from a couple people, including doctors. Like, if you didn't tell us you were, or it was a lactation consultant that actually said that to me. She's like, if you told me you weren't crying at all and your house was completely clean, I would think something's actually kind of off here. So that made me feel better too. So I'm going to jump into just what's been going on for us the past week, and then I'm going to jump off and go have dinner with Bert and yeah. So here's what's been going on, and I'm trying to not have my weeks and days blur together. So if I repeat something and you're like, "Wow, Lynn, you told us that you did that last week," just stop me. What I do recall is, I think I might have told you how I met with a lactation consultant last week when I did my live stream. I might have told you I did that the previous week. Well, I had another appointment with a lactation consultant. We've been practicing getting rid of a nipple shield, which, if you don't know, this is something that can help the baby find mama's nipple. It has other uses too, like I believe it can also be used like if you're having nipple pain or other issues. So it's a tool that's meant to be used temporarily and not be a crutch for the entire time you are breastfeeding. And so I had reached a point where we were, I think, baby was 3 weeks old, and I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to be weaning baby off of this nipple shield. The lactation consultant had come in, given me a few things to try. Me and Amelia practiced, and I'm very proud because last week when the lactation consultant came back for her second visit here, baby latched right onto me without the nipple shield, and it felt like we'd been practicing for it, and like we aced it, and I was very proud. But that's not where, it all just ends there. So then the lactation consultant basically then continues to work with us on, okay, next steps, like different, basically she taught me to be a little bit more patient, this time. So she's like, because I reported to her, I'm like, yeah, when the baby starts crying a lot, I just put the nipple shield on, and we'll just try it again another day. So this time she taught me to be a little bit more patient. And guess what? That paid off too, because now baby's latching almost every time. And so this week when the lactation consultant comes, I think, I'd have to check my calendar, but in the next few days, sometime between now and next Monday, I'm excited and I'm very confident that baby will latch. And I've already got in my mind what I would like to work on with the lactation consultant, which is the latch actually good? Because my nipples are killing me. And I can tell when a latch feels right, and then the other times, man, it feels like my baby has teeth, and she doesn't, okay? It just feels like it. I will howl sometimes because I'm like, oh my God, she really got me. And again, the nails sometimes too. So there's pain at this point in my breastfeeding journey. I'm not ready to give up, but I do appreciate, again, some pay it forward parenting, information here, that it is okay if at any point we decide that the strain and stress of trying to breastfeed is outweighing, the positives of the experience that we are having that I'm having as a new mother. So if I am terrified of my baby because I just do not want to feed her anymore, that might be a sign it's time to maybe switch to pumping, maybe switch to formula, maybe take a day off, maybe, let my nipples and my nipples and heels. I don't know where heels came from. My nipples and breasts recover for a day or two before going back into it. So I appreciate that was some advice that I got from a few people, and I'm at a point where I'm not ready to give up, but I might take a day off just to hopefully let my nipples. Why do I want to call them? What is wrong with me? I can't get words out today. Heels. Why am I saying heels? I don't know where that's coming from. Now I'm want to go and psychologically pull that apart. Just that I might want to recover before continuing, because if I continue to be so much in pain that I'm not looking forward to the reasons that I'm breastfeeding, for the connection with baby or for whatever the health benefits are, all the reasons, it's not worth it if I'm not enjoying it. Okay. Also, I do not at all want to come off as one of these people who seems like breastfeeding is superior to any other form of feeding your baby. I just want to be clear on that. I have zero judgment at all. It is a topic that I have found to be a very full of judgment topic. From some people, this exclusively breastfeeding or exclusively pumping or exclusively formula feeding. It feels at times like these opinions that people have feel a little bit full of judgment, and that they know, that what their information is better than other information, or that their way of doing things is better. The only thing that makes it better is whatever is best for you. And I am putting that out there because I don't see it said enough when I'm reading a lot of this commentary from other people about what they're choosing to do. It sometimes comes off as their way is the right way. I chose breastfeeding because I was inspired by friends of mine, and the connection that they had with their babies doing it, and the idea of it being a beautiful thing. That was my reasoning behind it. I've also come to learn that there are, the benefits of your milk with the baby. There's some benefits there too. But there's also stress benefits and mental benefits of just going straight to formula or just doing pumping. There's tons of benefits all over the place, and I'm not here to tell you what they all are. I'm just saying whatever you choose to do is just fine. That's it. End of rant. Okay. I'm pleased to share my experience of it here, just also to let you know that it's really effing hard if you choose to do breastfeeding. It's just really hard. We are getting better sleep because Bert and I are starting to, just either get used to less sleep or because we have somewhat figured out a routine. But it is not a pleasurable experience waking up as much as I do every night and hoping baby latches in a timely fashion so that I can get back to bed, within an hour. It is a long process every time I get up to feed. And that's, if I'm lucky, and baby latches right away and I'm feeding 15 minutes per breast, and burping, I'm lucky, and include a diaper change in there too. I'm lucky if I'm going back to bed, within 45 minutes. So it adds up quick. And if baby wakes up and wants to be fed every hour and a half to 2 hours, like she did a couple nights ago, which was awful, that means I'm only sleeping for 45 minutes in between feedings. And I might as well just stay up. And I will add another thing here. And this does not happen to everyone, but it happens to me, and I will do some pay it forward parenting for what's worked for me, because I have actually shared this and helped someone else with it, which is when I was breastfeeding, I did not know what happens if you skip a feeding. or skip a couple feedings and just use formula or pumped milk in order to get some more sleep. And what I learned is you still need to express that milk, at least I do, in order to avoid having clogged milk ducts. And apparently this happens to me like without, a yellow card warning. Nope, it's straight red. You're getting clogged ducts, Lynn, if you go past, I think, really, if I go past 5 hours. I don't know, 5 hours might be pushing it, honestly. 4 hours, I'm like, okay, these things are ready to be drained, and if I don't, something bad's going to happen. So I have now 3 times had clogged milk ducts, which feel like lumps, rocks, marbles of different sizes inside my breast, and they are painful, very painful. So here's my pay it forward parenting. One is be careful finding your limits on if that happens to you. You can also, if you let those go or you can't get them under control, or even if they just like get out of control faster for you than they did for me, can turn into mastitis, I think is how you say it, which you'll basically feel like you have the flu because you'll have an infection in your body. And then try being a newborn mama to a baby when you have a flu basically. That sounds horrible. But here's my pay it forward parenting. If you do get a clogged duct, I have found that going in the shower, hot shower, and massaging kind of like a circular motion, like throughout, not just where the bumps are, but particularly where they are, and working them out, you won't feel them go completely away, but I have found like if you put in the time and massage them for a while, it does help. And then the other thing is for relief too, is after you breastfeed or after you pump, putting a cold pack on your breasts, that will help too. So all 3 times I've been able to get rid of the blocked ducts within a day, even most recently 12 hours. So there's my advice. Should I just sign off now? I feel like I've put something good out into the world. Okay. What else do I need to say? So pay it forward parenting we covered today. And then my breastfeeding experience, just again, kind of this week my goal is to get our lactating consultant to help me with the latch and make sure that I'm doing that properly, because I feel like my nipples are coming in and they're actually in a better shape so that baby can find them and latch onto them more easily. She still likes to search for it with her hands, but even if she were to find my nipple with her hands, she doesn't know to move her hands away. So it becomes a battle, and babies are so much stronger than you realize, guys. Like trying to hold your breast, and fight off 2 very strong baby hands at the same time while there's a moving mouth trying to find your nipple. Oh my God. It should be a sport. So it's not easy. It's not easy at all. There's that. So maybe I'll get some more advice from the lactation consultant. Maybe I'll pass it on next week, so that you can learn from that too. If you plan to breastfeed, if you're pregnant, if you're about to be a new mom, or you are literally just a new mom and you haven't yet, find a lactation consultant, and book them, have them come to your home, and it should be covered by your insurance, at least 1 visit. My insurance, very lucky, covers as many visits as I need. I don't know how that happened, but I'm thankful as heck for it. You shouldn't need more than a few. I don't think that beyond this week, I don't think that I'll need more than 3 or 4 visits total from a lactation consultant. But that in-home visit is so helpful, because if trying to figure it out alone, even with your friend's advice, on how to get a good latch or whatever, everyone's busy. God, I gotta sign off soon. Everyone's different, and lactation consultants are trained and studied in this, and so they know how to help every mom with their different nipples, their different breasts, their different babies, their different everything, their different home and setup and everything. So, and also how much milk you produce. There's overproducers and under, and it's so, it's you guys, it's seriously such a topic that you can see. There are literally podcasts that I've been listening to, and YouTube channels that are just about breastfeeding, about lactation and milk supply, and honestly, that's the only topic that they cover is this. That's how much content that there is about this. So, and no, do not just listen to podcasts and YouTube channels to get your information about lactation. Take advantage of the lactationnetwork.net, I believe it is, or even just Google the Lactation Network, and that's, you can put in your information, your insurance information, and they'll be able to pair you with someone that'll come to your home and also be able to bill it through your insurance and tell you how many visits you have. So it's not like you're going to line up 5 visits and all of a sudden, you have to pay for 4 of them that you didn't know about. It's a fantastic service, and I mean, I should reach out to them and see like if they want me to put their information on my channel, because I will happily advertise them. But that's I guess my big thing for this week was been our breastfeeding journey. Our baby is now officially a month old. Can you believe it? I've been a parent. I've been a mama for now beyond, from July to August, the whole month of August, I was a mama. Now we are officially in September, and here we go, month number 2. Let's see how we do. Bert continues to be great. He's back at work, but working from home, so he's able to, come as long as I can call loud enough for him to hear. He will come out. He's been doing great. He'll even let the baby stay in like it's a travel bassinet, so it's like flat. It just folds out, and thanks to Kelly for giving it to us, because we use it a lot. And I recommend that everyone get one of these, because you can take it traveling with you. You can put it on the couch or a table, whatever. Fold it open, put baby in there, and then there you go. You've got somewhere to lay baby close by at all times. So he'll often have baby in there in his office with him while he's working, and I'll be able to shower. And I am thankful for that, because a lot of people say they don't shower when they become new moms. And I need that for sanity reasons. And my parents have come a couple more times to help out. Again, guys, if people are offering to help you, take it. This was my big theme from last week's episode, which I'm so sorry so many people missed, because I wasn't able to make it public on my channel until just today. So if you want to go back and watch that episode, it's fairly short. Please feel free to go back to that one. I did it from the living room, and whenever I do those episodes from my phone, there's a few extra steps that I have to do to make them live, which is why you don't see them pop up as nice and neat as these ones from the studio. So my whole theme last week was, look, make a to-do list. Yes, even if you're a brand new mom, you're not doing much, but if you make a list of all the things that you wish you could do right now, and then anyone that offers you, their help with something, look at that list, see if there's something on that list that matches up with the person who's offering, and say, actually, if you could, pick up this for me at the store, or hey, we're out of toilet paper, would you help out? Okay, hopefully you don't run out of toilet paper. That's a bad example, but you get the gist. I would really like my windows cleaned, because I'm sitting here in the living room staring out them all day, and I see, this bird poop splat right there, and I would just love if someone could just get that off of there for me. Anyway, make that list. If someone offers help, say, hey, I've got this on there, would you be willing to? Let them say no, right? And if they didn't really want to help and it was an empty offer, however you say that, that's on them then. Let them say no, but whatever, you're not going to be hurt if they actually say no, right? Anyway, take the help. I'm bad at asking for help, but if I have that list and someone offers, it makes it a lot easier for me to say, actually, yes, you could do this for me. Take meals. If people offer to bring you meals, first of all, it's nice to see outside faces for a few minutes, even if they're just dropping it off. And second of all, someone else is cooking. It's probably going to be fantastic. And even if it's not, it's a free meal, and it's still nourishment, and it's a meal that you're not having to cook for yourself, or dishes that you're having to clean. So take the help where you can get it. And if you are good at asking for help, set up these things for yourself ahead of time. Line up who's going to be coming to help you with whatever time period you need. Even if this isn't about parenting, if this is about, hey, you've got finals coming up for school and you know that it's going to be really tough to get through them, like what things can you line up for yourself to make sure that happens. So guys, that's it. I've dropped so many helpful piece of advice in today's episode. I feel like I should put my Venmo up on the screen. You should all send me tips. I'm just kidding. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm gonna sign off and go be back, because I'm sure I have to feed the baby again soon. And Bert is making nourishment for me, and I need it. So thanks for hanging out. I will see you next Monday. I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day. I see all the love that you're sending me, which I feel like I never see little hearts coming up on YouTube. So thanks for sending those, because those are new on my end. Appreciate it, and have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye.